You know, long ago, I was born agnostic, and my parents were probably closer to atheist than agnostic. But I didn't know either of these words until probably my teens. I just knew that I didn't understand what this thing others saw and believed in was. So I never picked that line of study, that line of reasoning, that line of reading in any of the choices I had. And the bigger element is probably my parents didn't make those decisions for me either. They were always softly offered. It wasn't an us against them ever. It wasn't, it was just growing up in suburbia. So, what do you do after agnosticism, right? You're just not sure. You don't know if these things can even be true, let alone if they are true, because of so much surrounding them that's just silly. Just silly when you look back at it. But still what it was. So after theism, after you decide that the basis of life itself, as of existence itself, is not what you may have been taught all your life, it's hard to let go of so many of those ideas. It's hard to put them in their place because most of them are valid. The ethics, the morals, the citizenship, interacting with people, these are all learned traits. They are honed skills. We learn how to interact with our family and our neighbors and the people around us. And that learning happens all your life. It should never have stopped. Never. Because you shouldn't have stopped growing. You shouldn't be the same person you were 10 years ago, no matter your age. You should know a little bit more, maybe. Better recipe for pound cake. That's one of my favorites. So, this is how hard it is after theism. And yet the angst is always there because humans searching for reason, right? So there's a Thursday morning, kind of quickie. It's not that hard, but it is that confusing. It is that stressing to the mind if you're trying to reach and stretch and understand where the dinosaurs went, why the Mayans failed, why it took how many generations of Chinese, what were they called? The dynasties that rose and fell across China while the Middle East had its own dynasties rising and falling, while Africa was way ahead of us as far as kingdoms and dynasties go. But they weren't into the technology thing. The man that brought the biggest gun tends to win the conversation. It's called GunBoat Diplomacy. You bring guns and you bring gods. You rewrite history to make it suit your needs. And there you have today. You have the power structures, the wealth, the educated people that know how to use all the tools around them. And then the other folks that have been made so insecure they're not even sure if water is water. So there it is. Morning 5. That hard, that gentle, and yet that important to our grandkids.